Alright, everybody. Time to get into it. Welcome. As you know, like, share, subscribe, comment. Hoo-hoo. I know y'all are tired of hearing that from every YouTube video that anyone ever does. But, you know, we gotta do stuff. But here we are, Resident Evil Village. We're about to do this review. I've so far completed the game 3 times. I did my speed run in about, 2 hours. Let me check. Can't remember. Yeah, 2 hours, 7 minutes, 33 seconds. The game is as long as you make it last. There are downsides, like once you clear out a boss, you can't really go back to that area, even though, it gives you this whole scale of an area, and you're like, ew, you can go back, but you can't. So pretty much everything is you gotta get done in that area before you leave it. And then certain things are I don't want to say timed, per se, but let's say you beat one boss, something may activate on another part of the map, and if you go straight to the next boss, that thing closes. You can't go back to it. There's a couple different moments where things only pop up between certain bosses or after certain moments, stuff like that. So start off story-wise. Okay, guys, we have Ethan Winters, the main protagonist from Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. He is married to Mia, the girl he saves in 7. It's about 3 years past after where 7 ended. So they moved to Europe per Chris Redfield and Blue Umbrella, which I will get into if you don't know. It's anti-normal Umbrella. Because they realize, oh crap, Umbrella be batshit crazy. But, so they have a daughter named Rosemary. Go by Rose. Most of the game is called Rose. But, so, you're sitting down having dinner with Mia. And then, pew, Mia gets shot the frick up. I'm trying not to swear as much because, YouTube. But yeah. So, that happens. And then Chris goes we've secured the package. Put Ethan and the baby in the van with the body. And you're like, what the frick is going on? But so that happens, and then you have a little flashback to, I guess, maybe it could be days, weeks before that whole situation. Rosemary's already born and everything, but there's a conversation between Ethan and Mia, and she's acting very, I don't want to say strange, but concerned for Ethan / Rosemary. So it's something we don't. And so pretty much that backflash ends, and you're face planted on the snow, in the forest woods, I guess. Pretty much the little armored truck you're in's on its side, the guy next to you's dead. Pitch black darkness, and you're like, what the heck is going on here? But of course, it's Resident Evil, so you know some shit went down that you don't know about yet. And so you start walking, you stumble, you're going through the woods, you see blood trails, you see crows hanging from trees, as a deterrent, I guess. It's oh look, dead shit, let's go to the dead shit. As I just swore, whatever. Woo! Don't care at this point. I give up. So yeah, you stumble into the village, or you're going through the forest or whatever, and you see this weird, I don't want to say gorilla ape-man thing, but it's a guy that's running like Tarzan, kind of, sort of, and you're like, huh, let's go that way, because it's the only way we can go. You stumble across this village, you enter this building, and there's an old guy there who pretty much tries to blow your head off, / blow a hole in your stomach or whatever with a shotgun. And it's like, hey, whoa, who the heck are you? And then you start hearing stuff climbing around the buildings. You hear and so old dude gets killed off. He gives you a pistol, because pistols have to be the starter weapon in every horror game, if it's not a knife. Actually, the first thing you get's a knife, but you get the pistol a minute after, essentially. But so you find out that most of these villagers are being hunted by these weird, they're called lichens. I wouldn't call them like werewolves, like how they're advertised per se, because they're not zombies, but they're not werewolves. They're just cannibalistic psychos that have like super strength, I guess would be the term to call it. I don't know. But so yeah, and so then, you know, you pretty much are like, what the fuck's going on? So you get swarmed by all them, you survive because of some weirdness. I don't know exactly. They just go, oh, what's that in the distance? And they go after it in the distance. But so then you find out from this weird old like shaman witch lady that Lady D, you know, tall vampire lady we love, she possibly has your kid. So, you know, okay, cool. We're gonna go up to this weird, creepishly Victorian Elizabethan castle, which is, I will say, is like my favorite part of the game. I wish it lasted a little bit longer. But, I mean, like, so my first playthrough, I played through in just under 7 hours, and, like, I wasn't even trying to go fast. I know people that took 9 hours. I know people that go 10, 12, 15 hours. And there's me who did, like, 6 hours, 57 minutes or something like that. You can go back and it showed it where it was. But, so you go there. Lady Dimitrescu is this weird vampire mutant thing. And she has 3 daughters who are like half in, like, so they're essentially vampires too, but instead of being able to turn into bats, they turn into bugs, insects. And so they all kind of, you kind of go through, you start exploring, and the daughters start hunting you. You obviously take one out one by one. Via notes you find out they're weak to like cold air. So each boss fight, there's a obvious way to like let the cold air in, because you know you're in like the Swiss Alps, essentially, kind of, sort of. Like the first one you fight there's a bookshelf on the wall, and there's you can see a crack, and so there's a pipe bomb. You're like, oh, I wonder what this is for. You throw it at the hole, you throw it at the crack in the wall, and then boom, there, and then you can finally deal damage to them. Second one chases you, and there's windows in the room. You just blow out the windows, and then same repeat. And the third one was actually kind of tricky because I didn't notice it at first. But where you start out, you're in like a giant circular room essentially, and there's like this little glass dome above you. You can't shoot through the glass dome because you know it's glass, even though you have like a shotgun by this point. You go pew. But there's a little lever that you have to pull. You just go activate it, and you got like, it gives you a couple seconds. I mean, it's like maybe like 15 seconds. It gives you plenty of time to blow the stupid vampire lady female dog away. I'm just saying female dog, but she's a bitch. And then of course Lady Dimitrescu is not happy with you, and so she then hunts you, kind of like how Mr. X did in Resident Evil 2 and Nemesis did in Resident Evil 3. But not the remake of 3 where you just popped up at timed events. Like, she kind of followed you around, but like, she's so like, I will say the downside to her is that she's not menacing per se when she follows you. She's like, douche, 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 douche. Like, she's very slow and lumbering. She has a choreographed little one slash attack that you can just go whoop, dodge, and all the hallways are, you know, like, they're wide enough that you can just crouch and like go around her butt. And because, like, I don't know what it is about the AI with her or something, but like, you can be like, she can be like walking down the hallway, and then you could just crouch behind her, and she'll be like, huh, and she'll make this wide turn around you, and then you go, doop, and she'll never notice you. I'm like, huh? Like, I did that once or twice when I was playing, and I was like, okay. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So then you fight her. Yes, she is the first boss you fight. After all the marketing showed she was gonna like appear to be like the main antagonist, it's like, boom! And then, I mean, her boss fight is the better of the 4. Okay, I went ahead of myself a little bit right there. So she has, what is this? What? I don't know who just. I don't know. All right, don't try to call me. So you find out that there's this weird goddess priestess that lives around the village and like protects the village, named Mother Miranda. She has 4 children. You have Lady Dimitrescu. You have Carl Heisenberg, not Breaking Bad Heisenberg, even though everyone's making that joke. I'm just trying to say, he just kind of looks like a weird, crotchety old man that lives in the bayou. It's like a, what's going on here? But and then there's Moreau, which is like this hunchback of Notre Dame fish boy. Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame. And then you have Donna / Angie. Angie is like a possessed doll, like, doll. Marionette doll, kind of, sort of. And then Donna's just like this little cloaked person that holds it, like a little ventriloquist kind of sort of thing at the same time. But Angie has like her own personality and everything. Donna's kind of just like at the whim of Angie the doll. But yeah, so you fight her. And then once you start the boss fight for Lady Dimitrescu, it's just, okay, you killed her, cool. Moving on. And then you find this yellow vial, essentially. And you find out Rose has been breaking up into 4 parts, somehow. And each of the 4 lords, which are, Heisenberg, Dimitrescu, Moreau, and then Donna / Angie. They each have a different part, so you have to build it, and then it opens up the map to see how much of an area you actually can travel and everything, which makes you think it's going to be like the Ghost Recon Wildlands Breakpoint, where you can go, okay, cool, we're going after this boss first, boom, boom, boom. No, it's a set linear path, pretty much. You have to find the keys to unlock the next gate, so you have to go in a giant essential circle. And so you find them, you go against Donna / Angie next, which is probably the most freaking terrifying part of the game, which is sad that it's like that part's done in 15 minutes. It's a really short section. So Donna, Angie, and Moreau are like the shortest. Like there's a thing, like a time limit, like for a trophy essentially to beat each one under a time limit. Moreau's, his is like under a minute, Angie's is like under a minute 40. And then Lady D's is like a minute 50, 2 minutes, something like that. And then Heisenberg's like 2:30 or something, or under 3 minutes, and he's easiest of them all. But yeah, so Donna and Angie, she's in a giant house, and there's ventriloquist, marionette dolls, porcelain dolls like everywhere. It's kind of creepy because I already don't like those. But then you have a little Outlast moment where you're like, you have this giant demon baby hunting you. I don't know what to call it. It's a demon baby. It's a one-hit kill on you. But you can like hide in closets, flank it, all that kind of crap. And so you have to escape that whole thing. There's a little puzzle, and that whole section's a giant puzzle essentially. It's one of my favorite parts of the game. It's terrifying, but it's at the same time, it's like you can be like, this is the kind of shit I wanted. And then you have Moreau, which is not really a puzzle per se. There's a timing sequence puzzle where you have to flip a switch. You have to flip multiple switches just to go raise platforms and get around. That one can be tricky. You kind of have to time it right. You can watch my playthroughs on it. It took me a couple tries to do it the first time around, and then when I did the other 2 playthroughs, it was like, oh, boom, 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 done. Because I was being stupid and forgetting switches, like the order I needed to go in. So that happened. And after Moreau, you have the 3 parts. Heisenberg challenges you. It's like, okay, go get this piece or whatever. So you go get his piece or whatever. You fight another little mini boss, which is Urias. He's a giant dude with like a sledgehammer axe thing. Go pew. Not that terrifying. You just can place mines and shoot at him, and then he'll jump at you, and then boom, blow up the mines. You beat him, and then Heisenberg's like, hey, good job, come to my factory. And you see this huge factory. You enter that, and then he tells you that he's been tasked to prove to Mother Miranda that he is the superior specimen to like inherit her abilities. That he's tasked with killing the rest of them to prove that he's worthy. And you of course say, haha, no, I'm here to save my daughter. I don't give a crap about your plan. Y'all mess with my family, I'ma kill you bitches. So you go through that. That's another good, like, it's not, I wouldn't call it scary, it's kind of like, it's a lot of more just jump scares, like, who? Well, as the Donna Angie one's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But his is just you're going through a factory, essentially. Going back and forth like the usual, like, oh cool, I need this piece to, I need the, because there's a little mold you gotta find. There's one for a ball, a key, a gear, and another one, I think? Can't remember. I think it's just those three, maybe. There may be a fourth one for like a side quest. Little secondary objective kind of thing. You don't have to do it, but, you know, it's cool. Once you beat him, fight Mother Miranda. And that's essentially the game without giving up all the spoilers and stuff in between. You can watch the playthroughs if you want. I'll link that down below. Woo! Down here. But getting into the actual, like... Because that was the walkthrough, essentially. But getting to the actual, like, nitty-gritty of it all. The first time I played it, I liked it. The second and third time was just kind of like, because I was just doing the speed runs. Like, the second run was an attempt at a speed run, and I realized I'm not doing this very well. So I just played through it again so I can unlock the bonus stuff. So, like, I'll show y'all here. No, not there. Bonuses. So you have the extra content shop. So as you complete, like, trophies, per se, you can unlock, like, weapons. For, like, if you complete certain things, you can get weapons. You can get a lightsaber for the usual. It can be, like, a single-bladed or a double-bladed. Then, like, you have to fully up... Okay, so, in the game you have the Duke. And, he runs a little shop that you can buy upgrades for your guns, whether it's, like, extended mags, or, and then as well as you can also do, like, upgrade the power, the stability, the recoil, the reload speed, all that kind of stuff. But you can unlock all those. As you can see, there's tons of different guns in this thing, and then you have all the figures and stuff. But, so... As you go through the game and everything, you come across this Duke that we don't really know what's going on with him. He's just there magically every time. But so he'll be like, hey, he kind of tips you along, like, hey, you should go check out this castle, or you should go check out over here. But literally just telling you where you have to go, essentially. And so yeah, but. Like, so, as far as Resident Evil games go, this is one of my more liked ones. I mean, I still love 7. I still love Resident Evil 2. I love Resident Evil 4. I love the remake of 2. We don't talk about 6. 6 was okay. At best. But, like, so this one, like, because, like, they even posted an article, like, I think it was the game director... said a lot of people were too scared in 7 and they didn't want to deter people from playing 8. This game definitely could have used more suspense, thriller, horror aspects, because like it was a lot more actiony, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to do the full-on action that y'all did with like 5 and 6 that y'all were leaning towards, and I wanted more horror per se. I mean, it kind of sucks it didn't have VR for PlayStation and PC, but like it could have definitely used it, because it probably could have given that more feel to it. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I personally give this game like an 8 out of 10, just because it was just different, where it gave you that open area. I mean, like, so like the thing that stops it from being like a 9 or above an 8 for me is that like it kind of just felt like a thing. I think Angry Joe said it. He was like, it just felt like a boss gauntlet, which it kind of is. Because it's just boss credits. Props to Angry Joe. Love you guys. We don't agree on everything, but, you know, y'all have your opinions, I have mine. I don't care. Y'all do you. I can see where y'all came from with y'all's ranking. I mean, I enjoyed it, but, like, the more I played it, the more I was just like, they could have done more with it. I would have liked a longer game. I did like the little explanation of like how Village kind of sets the standard that Mother Miranda was the teacher of one of the guys that started Umbrella. Like this all connects. So it finally fully connected, and I'm just like, hey, we're in this world. So like, like, the game isn't horrible. There's some aspects I wish they would have done more with, and then also like other aspects I would have like toned down as much. Like I would have like, I mean, I played the game on casual because I was just like, I kind of just wanted to play for the story aspect of it, and I'm like, okay, I enjoyed the story part of it, but it was like the gameplay sometimes just felt a little repetitive. I plan on doing the Village of Shadows, and once I do that, I'll probably follow it up with like a difficulty review, I guess you could say, because I need to do that. There's a New Game Plus, so like all your money and stuff you got, all your first aid kits, whatever you want to call those, vials or whatever, that all carried over and all that kind of stuff. Which meant like you could upgrade the guns easier at the start. Oh, also, all your guns that you've upgraded, like they don't reset. So let's say you got, because some guns, let's say the 1911 for example, it's got like 5 tiers of damage, reload speed, all that stuff. Let's say you get it up to like some on 3, some on 4, and you don't touch another one or whatever. On the next playthrough, it already has those upgrades already on it, so you would just have to pay that last chunk of it to upgrade it maxed out or whatever. Which is cool, because you're not having, restart every single time from basic 0. But I mean, like, I really enjoyed the game. I just wish that they would have added more horror suspense elements to it. But I mean, overall, I enjoyed it. I'll still play it. Of course, there's the standard mercenaries mode, which is just like, hey, survive these like 3 waves in different parts of the map. And then there's the Reverse that's going to come out, which is going to be like the team deathmatch where you play as different characters of the Resident Evil universe. Get it? RE-verse, Resident Evil universe. Ooh, we thought about that one. That was a really good idea. Very simplistic title. But, the game wasn't horrible. I could see like the lowest people giving it would be like a 5. At the most, I see giving it an 8. Maybe an 8.5, depending on like how much you enjoy the action more than the horror. But yeah, to each their own. I definitely recommend everyone go play it. There is a little thing in here that like, for example, the bonuses, like there's the Baker Incident Report that kind of sums up what happened in Resident Evil 7, or you can just watch a playthrough of 7. Up to y'all. You can probably read a quick summary of what happened in 7 just to get your gist. But yeah, I definitely recommend you go play it. You should go do it. You should do it. You should do it. You should do it. And then tell me if y'all get scared. Or tell me what y'all think in the comments after you play it. Or watch my playthrough and then tell me what y'all thought. Anything like that. Just let me know. Alright. Party on, y'all. Woo! Hey-o. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Hit the little button. Hit the bell.